Hello, Fat Grandma here. It is Thursday, I think. Yeah, November 2nd. I recorded a video yesterday morning, and later in the day it became obsolete. So I trashed that one. I was discussing the issue that eBay was having. A lot of feedback was screwed up. Everyone's feedback was 6 months or older. There was no feedback left for others. It had all disappeared. It was a whole thing. And it had been going on for a day and a half at least. Anyway, they fixed it. So, and at the end of the video, I shared more solds that I've had. So, that one's now in the garbage. And I am going to do something different. One of my viewers, who is also a Facebook friend, and I knew her on Facebook before I started reselling, has expressed some interest in selling on eBay. And she asked me if there was anything she should know. And my head exploded because there's so much. But I thought what I would do is sit here and just talk to you guys like I'm talking to her and tell her the things that come to mind for me when thinking about advising a friend about what they should do or what they need to know to resell on eBay. I'm going to leave a lot of stuff out. I'm going to forget some things. I didn't make a list for myself. I could have done that. I could have been more prepared. I don't particularly care for scripted videos. That's my personal preference. I know I have made lists for myself of bullet points that I wanted to touch on in a video, just so that I didn't forget anything. But with this one in particular, I just want to talk like I'm talking to a friend and telling them, you know, the things that are important to know, or what's been important for me to sell on eBay, things you might want to pay attention to or whatever. So, and again, I'm probably going to leave some stuff out. You know, I may say things twice. I may change my mind in the middle of something. I don't know how this is going to go, but that's the first thing I'm going to do in this video. Then I'm going to share with you guys. So this video might be kind of long. So what I'm going to do is put some timestamps up here for you guys. So if you want to skip this part, you can go up here. I'm going to have a timestamp for things that I picked up at 99¢ only yesterday. I did not record because I was just going in to see what they had marked down for Halloween, or from Halloween. Everything was 50% off. So now there were some things I picked up that were not on sale, that were autumn or fall type items, or winter. I did pick up a couple things. So I'll have a timestamp here for the 99¢ only stuff that I picked up. I will also have a timestamp up here for my solds. So if you just want to see my solds, you can skip to that. You know, skip around in the video, whatever. If you get bored of this part, or with this part, about things that you kind of might want to know to resell, or when you start reselling, you know, just skip around if you need to, or if you want to. I'm not monetized, so it doesn't matter to me if you watch the whole video. For the people who are, you know, it's important to watch through the whole video. And, you know, it helps them. So, you know, if somebody's got over 1,000 subscribers, they can monetize their channel. And so if I'm watching someone and the video isn't, you know, and it's a channel that I support, and I'm losing interest, because that happens sometimes, you know, or it's stuff they're talking about, something that my attention span can't stick with, I'll go to the bathroom, or I'll let the video just run, you know. I'll go to the bathroom, or I'll get ice out of my ice maker, or I'll make my tea, or whatever I'm going to do, you know. I find things to keep myself busy. Or sometimes I'll just leave videos on in the background while I'm taking photos, or while I'm listing, so so that you can support them, and you can also glean some information from their videos, if it's things that you need to hear or stuff that might help you, because that happens a lot. The people that I watch, I you know you can find out a lot and learn a lot from them. So anyway, that's what this video is going to be, and I've already talked for almost 6 minutes now. So if this video is choppy, it's because I edited some things out where I wasn't making any sense. I don't care about not sounding perfect. I sometimes screw up words and they get jumbled in my head and they come out my mouth that way. So you might see that. I don't edit that kind of stuff out. What I do edit out is if I'm not making sense, or if something I said just doesn't flow at all, So there may be some cuts, but I don't cut out stuff if I just say something stupid. Sometimes I'll leave that in, because I'm just who I am. So I don't care what people think of me. I don't want people to dislike me, but it's going to happen. There's going to be people that I'm going to rub the wrong way, because I'm very blunt usually, and that's just who I am. And for some people, it may, there's a lot of people who like to watch the resellers who are they put on a show, I'm not that person. I will never be that person. I'm not putting on a show for anybody, I share a lot of my personal information here, my personal life and stuff in my videos, just so that you guys have an idea who I am, and the struggles that go on in my life, if there are some, but I also want to share information about reselling. Some of it may be helpful to somebody, the solds, anybody can share solds. I share my solds. You might run into one of the things I'm selling. If you decide to sell it, you'll know whether you should bother with it or not. And someone may have better luck with certain items than I do. I've had really bad luck with retail arbitrage. Some people do great with it. Now, depending on what it is, because I have sold some things recently that were retail arbitrage, and I've done okay, so it really depends on what your goals are too. I'm not out to make a killing. If I buy something at the 99-cent only store and I spend $4 on it, I'm not going to try and sell it for 30. Do you know what I mean? I'm probably going to mark it up to around 12, maybe $16 at the most, depending on what it is. If it's something that I think is worth $16, then I might try it, pricing it at that to see how it does. Typically, for me, I am good with doubling my money. If I spend $4 on something and I can sell it for 8 or 9, excuse me, then I'm okay. I would like to make more than that. Sometimes I'll mark it up a little bit more, see if it moves at all or if it gets any interest. If no one's looking at it, if it doesn't have any watchers, after a while, I'll reduce the price a little bit, But I give myself some wiggle room. Typically, I at least make my money back, Now, there are times where I break even. There's been a couple of times where I've lost money, not just on retail arbitrage, just things in general that were stupid for me to pick up, and I did it, and you learn from those things, Anyway, okay, so for the people who are interested in selling on eBay, what should you know? The first thing, or one of the main things that you probably want to know, is look around your house and see if there is stuff that you don't need, that you're not using anymore, that's still in decent condition, and sell those things first. List those items first, Now, if you have an old ratty t-shirt that you don't wear anymore that you think you're going to try and sell, depending, I mean, if it has some famous band name on it, it's from a concert that was back in the 60s, or I don't know, um, it might sell to somebody, but if it's too beat up, it's not going to sell. No one's going to want that. You know what I mean? So be sensible about it. Um, the other thing you need to keep in mind is just because something is worth a lot to you doesn't mean it's going to be worth very much to someone else. If things hold sentimental value for you, you have to ignore that. You can't think about how much fun you were having when you bought this thing. You can't think about the fact that it was a gift from your grandmother. You can't think about any of that. You have to focus on what the actual value is of that item. And, sometimes you have to kind of detach yourself from things that are, that have a sentimental value, if you are even willing to get rid of those kind of things. Now, for me, at my age, it doesn't make sense for me to hold on to things. I'm I'm 63. There's a chance that I may have 20 years left. And do I want my daughter or my daughter and my granddaughter to have to go through a ton of crap that I collected? You know, Now I'm going to have eBay stock that they're going to have to deal with when I croak. More than likely, I'll probably be selling until I die because it's keeping me busy and it's giving me something to do. But I had to be realistic because I had a collection of fairy statues. They don't want those. They're not interested in those. I don't have room for them anymore. That's the other thing. If you have room to keep your collections and stuff and you enjoy them and you like having them around, have the fairies. Have your Disney collections. For me, because of the way my life has gone, I've had to downsize quite a bit. And it did not make sense for me to continue holding on to things that had to stay in boxes. That's really what it boiled down to. When all your stuff has to stay in a box, there's no reason to keep it. Someone else may as well enjoy it. So I have sold all of my Nene Thomas fairies that I had. I have sold my Nightmare Before Christmas collection. I have a couple items left, but that's it. Sell things that you have around the house, to get yourself started. Don't go out and buy a bunch of stuff. I did that in the beginning, partially because I couldn't get to a lot of my things. I have a lot of things stored in boxes in the garage. I cannot get to them. And so when I do move, I will have even more personal things to get rid of or sell or whatever. I may try to get to some of those boxes when I go to the flea market, to get rid of them. But anyway, that's the first thing that I would say is, sell things that you have around the house that you don't have to go out and spend money on. As far as the next thing I would say is shipping. A lot of people get hung up on the shipping. I did, because you don't want to make a mistake. You don't want to eat the cost for sure. So with shipping, I watched a lot of videos, how-to videos. I've got one video that I did on how I ship my coffee mugs. It's not super detailed. Somebody else may have a different way that they ship theirs. But I did one on how I ship my mugs because I thought, well, that might be useful to someone, to know how I do mine. And so, shipping, you can go to pirateship.com and put in zip codes and, put in the box measurements and see about how much it's going to cost to ship things. I do not include shipping with hardly anything. I don't do free shipping. I'm not going to. I'm in Arizona. There's a very good chance. Now, if somebody's in the middle of the country, they kind of have an advantage. They can stick a price on shipping, whatever the most shipping might cost to ship to the East Coast or the West Coast, and they probably won't go over that amount. For somebody like me who's closer to one coast, I could stick a price on shipping, that's for someone in New Hampshire, way on the East Coast, but the person that buys it in California is going to end up way overpaying for shipping. I don't want to do that, or the person in New Hampshire, if I price it so that the states right around me, so that it would cover those, then if I have to ship to New Hampshire or Maine or somewhere like that, I'm going to pay through the nose for the shipping, and I'm going to lose money. There's a chance I'll lose money. So I personally don't do free shipping on anything. And, I may lose some sales because of it, but I try to price my items based on the fact that if someone else is selling the same thing, they are offering free shipping, I will price my item lower than theirs to kind of balance it out so that the shipping will be partially covered or mostly covered, and that's something you'll learn how to do. Shipping is a touchy thing. Now, you can search for videos. There are a lot of videos on YouTube where you can search for how to ship a mirror, how to ship framed photos, how to ship a large item, how to ship golf bags. I mean, if you can think of it, there's a good chance there's a video for it. People record how they're doing things, and they will share that with you. I tend to over protect things, but that's because the very first sale I had was some glass beer steins, and 2 of them broke. I had packed them well, but not well enough, and you make a mistake, and you learn from it, and boy did I. Knock on wood, I have not had anything break in a very long time. With boxes and things like that, look for boxes, get boxes from your friends, from your neighbors. If it's a delicate item though, I will not ship it in a box that has any kind of damage at all, because that box has been compromised. The strength of the box, if it has like a crunched corner, if it has a dent in the side, the box is not as sturdy as it's intended to be. So I will not use those boxes for anything that's delicate or that can break. No matter how much bubble wrap I put on it, I will not use a box that has damage for something that is a breakable, I will use a new box. Now, I get all of my boxes, and you guys know this if you've watched any of my videos. I order all of my boxes, or get them, I pick them up from Grainger. And that's Grainger. They are in every state, as far as I know, and they have several locations in most states. Now, if you don't have one near you, then it's not really worth it to order from them. You could go through Uline. There's other places you can get boxes from. I would not buy eBay boxes. Their prices, they're overpriced, first of all, and their boxes are crappy. I've gotten some with my free coupon, or with my coupon, where it makes it almost free when you order them, and they'll do for things that I don't really, have to worry about shipping, but their boxes are not great. So I don't order from eBay. You can get boxes on Amazon. If you can pick your boxes up and you have a Grainger that's local that you can drive to, it's totally worth it to order from them. Most of their boxes that are the sizes that I typically use are cheaper through them than they are any other place. I have checked. Now, if you need bigger, sturdier boxes, you can go to Home Depot. They have shipping boxes, they have moving boxes, and I've used a moving box before to ship items that were too large for any of the, I needed a sturdier box, and it says Home Depot right on the side of the box. I don't care. As long as it gets there, the item gets there undamaged, and most people who are buying from you are not going to care if an item shows up in a Home Depot box. They're just not gonna, it's not gonna matter to them, you know, or a U-Haul box or whatever, you know. If you sell a flat screen TV, you're gonna have to buy a, excuse me, you're gonna have to buy a special box for that, you know. And you're probably gonna have to go someplace like U-Haul or whatever, you know. And that's another thing. If you know, if you're selling a weird item that's going to take a strange box, make sure that you have access to whatever kind of box you're going to need for that item. If you can make a box out of other boxes, that works. It's probably going to cost you more though to ship. If it's something that's big and is oversized, you want to see ahead of time if it's going to be worth it to sell that item. If it's only worth $20 and it's going to cost $100 to ship it because it's such a weird size, I wouldn't bother listing it. You're wasting your time. No one's going to buy something that is worth $20 that's going to cost $100 to ship. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, take those kinds of things into consideration. Let's see, what else? There's a lot of other things. My brain is going 100 miles an hour because it's like, okay, you just asked me what you should know if you're going to resell, and I've only talked about 2 things, and I've been talking for 25 minutes now. Oh, this is too long. Okay, I'm going to have to make a bullet list. I'm going to have to make a list. I'm going to have to do what I didn't want to do. I'm going to make a list of the things that I think are important for a person to know. Okay, you guys got to see me have a meltdown. I obviously am going to have to do a part 2 of things that you kind of need to know to sell on eBay. So this is just going to be the first part. I'm going to talk now about the other stuff that I had planned for this video, and then I will do another video you know, with some more things that you might want to take into consideration for selling on eBay. Anyway, so I'm going to pause this for a second. I'm going to grab a few things to show you guys that I picked up yesterday. Then I'm going to share with you the solds that I've had since my last video, since my last solds video, which was just a few days ago. And then that'll be it for this video because I hate going over 30 minutes. I knew this one was going to be longer because I was sharing information that I feel is important for you guys to know if you're going to sell on eBay. So I'm going to pause this, grab a few things, share those with you guys, share my solds, and then that'll be the end of this video, and I will do a part 2. So I'm going to pause for a sec. Okay, not going to show you everything I got yesterday, just a handful of things. So the first thing I got was, I picked up 2 of these. They're little bird cages, they're metal, and they're, I think, 6 or 9 inches. I think they're 9 inches tall. Anyway, these were originally $3.99, so I paid $2 for these. Like I said, I picked up 2 of them because I was like, these are really cute. And I think they should sell, you know, eventually. Anyway, I got 2 of those. I picked this up. This has nothing to do. It wasn't Halloween. I walked around the store and I found this. And I think I'm going to try to sell this for $12.99. It's a little desk fan. There's a glare on this. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this or not. This one's a kitty. They had a frog and... oh, I can't remember what else they had. They had a few different characters. Anyway, it's a USB desk fan, and it charges. And it's also got a little pencil holder area in the back of it. I thought this is really cute. I think this was $4. I already took the price tag off of it. But I'm going to try to sell it for $12.99. I'll start it at that and see what happens. But I just thought this was really cute. And definitely something that's functional. So I picked that up. These, I gotta put this behind me. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. You'll have to excuse me if I do. Uh-oh. Excuse me. Oh. Ah. Okay. That was lovely. I think that's the first time I've ever sneezed while I was recording a video. Go figure. Anyway, okay, so I picked up 2 of these. I saw these before, and I thought they were super cute. But they weren't selling very well, so I was like, well, I don't want to spend money on something that's not going to sell. Anyway, these are a dollar. They were $1.49 each. I got them for 75 cents a piece, and they're cement. They're little mushrooms. They're super cute. Anyway, they spooky spells. Um, they're very heavy though. That's the biggest problem with these, and the other reason that I didn't pick them up before. But since I got them for so cheap, I figured I could probably sell them for, I don't know, $6 or $8 for the pair. I'll probably start them at 8, like $7.99 for the pair, and see what happens. Anyway, I just thought they were really cute, and they can go outside. Another item that I picked up, and this is for me to use in the car. I don't know how well this is going to do. I only paid $2.99 for it, but it holds your camera and it mounts on the rearview mirror. Now, I don't use my phone to record my videos when I'm recording in the car. I use my action camera, and it's very small, but I think this might hold it. If it doesn't, I've got a clip that works with my action camera that I may be able to clip onto this contraption somehow. So I'm going to see if this works. But I was like, for $2.99, it really doesn't matter if it works or not. I can try. So this may be the thing that helps me with my recording in the car. So hopefully I don't get that crackling sound anymore. Although I did find a workaround for that. If you guys watched my last video, I found a website where you can edit your audio from your videos and kind of fix it, So anyway, those are just a handful of things that I was going to show you guys that I picked up. I did pick up, I'm going to show you 2 more things. I'm going to pause this for a second. Okay, this video is going to be a mess. I got some napkins and table runners that match. So there's this table runner, and then I got 6 napkins that go with that one. And then I got this table runner and 6 of these napkins. So they're fall colors. I thought they were really nice, and I have no idea what they're going to be priced at because they were sold individually. So they were a little more expensive because the napkins are sold in packages of 2, and those were $1.99 for 2 napkins, and then the price tags are falling off. And then the table runners were $3.99 each. So that stuff's going to be a little bit more expensive. But I saw people on eBay selling the placemats, like 6 placemats, for like $40. And I was like, seriously? And they've sold. So, I thought, well, I'll pick up 2 sets and see what happens. The other items that I picked up, I got to throw these on the bed. 2 more things, and then I'm going to get into my solds. These are throws, and I sold a fall one. I could not find any more of the autumn colored throws. I went to 2 different stores, and they are out of them. So those sold really well, and I already sold the one that I had listed. Anyway, there's this one. They've got fringe on the bottom. They're Dobby throws. They are 50 by 60 inches, so standard size. They're not super thick, but they're thick enough that if you just wanted to cozy up and watch a movie or read a book or whatever, and it's a little chilly outside, these would probably do for that. They're great for decorating. Anyway, like I said, these are $6.99. I cannot remember what I sold the last one for. Let me look. I may have. You guys are going to get to sit through this. This may be clipped. $21.50. So I think that's where I'm going to start this one. It's going to be $21.50. And then these are more winter or Christmas colors. I got this one. Oh, and this has silver. It has a silver strand that runs through it. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see that on the camera. But there's a strand of silver thread that runs through where these lines are. You can't really see it here. kind of sparkles a little bit, but anyway, that one has it, and this one has a gold strand that runs through, and it's kind of a tartan print. Um, anyway, they're nice throws. You know, they're big, standard size, and like I said, this one has a gold thread that runs through. You can kind of see it there. It's right here. Goes up and down, and there's just two on this side anyway. So I've got to try and get pictures of these and get them listed, but these will be listed for $21.50. Like I said, you know, I mark my stuff, I'll start it there. And, you know, if somebody makes a decent offer, I'll take it. I think I did with the last one. Or I may have marked it down by like 15%. Anyway, I don't double my money on those typically. By the time I accept an offer, sometimes it's close to, because there's eBay fees and all the other crap, you know. And those I paid full price for. The table stuff, the runners and the napkins and those two blankets, I paid full price for because they're, you know, they're not Halloween. So I'll put this stuff back. I've got to take pictures of everything. Okay. Gonna run through the solds that I've had since my last. What is my hair? I don't even know. It's doing things and I can't control it. So you got to see it down one time. It's our weather here, in case you didn't catch it before, I'm in Arizona, and it's supposed to be close to 90 again this coming weekend, and I'm like, really? You know, I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of having to wear sundresses. You know, I'd like to cover my arms because I have this fat grandma stuff going on, and if you're older like me, then you're a little overweight or overweight. You know what I'm talking about with the arm stuff, and I don't like showing my arms, but I'm also not going to suffer. You know, people don't have to look if they don't want to see it, so that's the way I feel about it. Okay. I have had 12 sales since my last sold video. Fourth quarter is obviously happening right now because I don't think I've ever been this busy where I've sold this many things in a month, you know, and it wasn't even a whole month because the last video I did was for 2.5 weeks of sales, and I just finished that one a few days ago, like earlier this week, and now I've had 12 more sales. It's weird, I don't understand, but I'm not complaining. I'm very happy. Things are moving. Anyway, the first two sales were viewer sales, and one of them was Poshmark. Tanisha, thank you so much for your purchase. I really appreciate it. She went to my Poshmark store. I had the same item listed on eBay, but she may only shop on Poshmark. I'm not sure if she's just not an eBay person. Anyway, it was a wooden tortoise turtle trinket dresser box. It was hand carved. Looked like it was from 60s, 1960s probably. Maybe the 70s, I don't know, but you know, it just had that feel to it. Anyway, she paid $12 for the item. I don't know how much shipping is on Poshmark, and my profit on that item was around $9. So the other things that I purchased when I purchased that item have made my money back. So so that was profit. Thank you again, Tanisha. I really appreciate it. I appreciate that you're a viewer, and I appreciate the purchase. Okay, I wanted to jump in here real quick and let you guys know Tanisha has a Poshmark store. I didn't even, it didn't even cross my mind to double check because I do so much on eBay that when I have a buyer on eBay, I will typically look to see if they have a store. When I have a sale on Poshmark, I don't look, and I should. Tanisha has a store, so I will put a link to her store down below. She's got lots of clothes. She's got some other stuff too, really cute stuff. So give her store a look. Anyway, back to the video. The next item was another viewer, and she purchased this item on eBay. It's Catherine. Thank you so much. She purchased a rock willow wheat cattails brass and wood sculpture, and that's exactly how I had it listed. It was 11 by 6.5 inches. She is also a seller, and I'm going to put a link to her store down below. She's got a wide variety and some unique stuff in her store. It's very eclectic. It's kind of like mine in a way, you know, that there's just a wide variety of things. You don't know what you're going to find there until you go look, you know. So give her store a peek. You might find something that you'll like there. And again, thank you, Catherine, so much for your purchase. She saw the rooster, the metal rooster that I sold in the last video, and was bummed because she likes metal objects. So she went looking and found the rock willow wheat cattails brass thing that I had. Anyway, thanks again to both of you for your purchases. Let's see, the next item I sold was 4 Pier 1 Imports Winter's Wonder salad plates. They had it was the green hollyberry pine tree pattern. They sold for $21 and the buyer paid $11.16 in shipping. Next item I sold was a fall plaid cotton dobby throw. It was like the two that I just showed you guys. 50 by 60. It had sage, rust, gold, chocolate, and ivory were the colors that were in it. It was really pretty. Anyway, it sold for $18.50, and see, that one I sent out an offer on it, so it sold for $18.50. Shipping they paid was $7.73, and I actually made $7.50 profit on that item. So, you know, if someone makes me an offer of $18.50 on these two others that I will have listed, I'll still make my money back. I will make what I spent. You know, I'll basically double my money. So, you know, that's fine with me. Like I said, I'm not out to make a killing. The next item I sold was a 2-pack of vintage Kmart Martha Stewart Everyday 6-glass miniature salt and pepper shakers. So there were 6 salt and pepper shakers in each package, and I sold 2 packages. The buyer paid $14.59, and they paid $9.17 in shipping. Next item I sold was a package of ephemera. It was meal planning booklets, paper from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. It was cooking and canning information. All of this stuff, there were 7 pieces total. I found all of this crap in a box in my mom's kitchen. She was going to throw it all away, and I was like, no, let me sell that, because I figured someone out there would buy it. I have had this stuff listed for at least 10 months, maybe a year. Anyway, I've been marking it down as time has gone on. It sold for $5.29, and they paid $4.67 in shipping. The shipping, I think, I didn't make really any money on this selling it because I ended up paying more for the shipping because I could not ship it media mail. There was some advertising in a couple of the booklets, and if there's advertising, you can't ship media mail, or you're not supposed to. A lot of people cheat and do it, but I'm not doing it because my luck, my package would get opened and they'd see that, you know, I had merchandise in there that had ads in it. eBay bills you back for that, you know, on the shipping. So I just shipped it normal, and so I didn't really make it. I made 50 cents on that, so because of the shipping. Let's see, the next item I sold was an oil rig metal coaster disc, and it was 3 1/4 inches. It was really heavy. This came in a lot with a bunch of other random stuff. And so, you know, other things have sold. I didn't know if this was ever going to sell. It was so weird. I've never seen one before. I'll probably never see one again. Anyway, it finally sold for $5.55. I got an offer on this. And they paid $6.07 in shipping. Again, it was very heavy, even though it wasn't very big. The next item I sold was a vintage Japanese celluloid miniature diorama clamshell. It was a rickshaw garden. I've had these for a while. I sold one item from the lot, and that paid for the whole lot. This item sold for $9.20. Shipping was $6.22, and I did make a profit on that. I'm going to give you guys my total profit, or estimated total profit, when I get finished. So let's see, the next sale I had was 4 Pier 1 imports, Winter's Wonder. These were the other plates. The last ones, the last batch I sold were salad plates. These were the dinner plates. The green hollyberry pattern. They sold for $27.94 and shipping was $16.53. And that was all profit also because I already sold some items from that lot. So both sets of plates were profit this time, which is awesome. I'm trying to stay away from heavy things because they're such a pain in the butt to ship, but sometimes you can make decent money on them. So it's really, you know, you just have to decide, do I want to take up that much room? Do I want to deal with the heavy box? You know, and sometimes it's worth it. Let's see, the next item I sold was 2 small Day of the Dead ladies. They were ladies, they had little hats on. Let's see, they were 5 3/4 inches tall. They sold for $8.66. These were retail arbitrage. And $6.22 for shipping is what the buyer paid. Let's see. Okay, I've got 2 more things that sold, and then that'll be the end of this video. Next item was a vintage Baroque candle holder. It was Wallace Silversmith's. Very, very, very heavy item. It sold for $11.29 and shipping was $8.75. It wasn't very big, but it was heavy. You could hurt someone if you whacked them on the head with this thing. Last item I sold was 6 winter holiday placemats. They were red and black plaid, and I put cabin in the name and the listing title. They look like they belong in someone's cabin. So anyway, they sold for $5 and they paid $4.61 for shipping. I just threw them in a poly bag. My total profit on these items was right around $105, and that's after cost of goods. That's after shipping materials. You know, so right around $100. And so not bad, you know, for, I think it's been 4 days, 3 or 4 days since I did my last video where I had some sold. So this is a lot for me. I think this is busier than I was last year at this time. Not positive. I could pull my numbers. But anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. I am going to do a part 2 on, you know, things someone might want to take into consideration if they're going to sell on eBay, or stuff you might need to know. There are some other resellers who I watch and I like to support. I'm just going to throw some names out there. I'll put links to their channels below. Hilo's World is one. He's very straight and to the point. You will not get a bunch of fluff from him. You know, and that's typically the people that I watch, you know, or the resellers that I like to support. Their channels are, they're not huge, big-time resellers that everybody knows who they are, but their information is sound, and, you know, they don't, there's no BS, you know what I mean? So, the other one is Soda City Flips. A third one that I like to watch is 1 Foot Flipper. There are more. I'll name some more that I watch in my next video, but, those guys in particular, I like they all kind of have a sarcastic sense of humor, dry sense of humor, and that's kind of how I am to a degree, so maybe that's why I gravitate toward their channels. There are others, like I said, and I will share some of the others that I watch in my next video when I talk more about reselling on eBay. But that is it for now. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye.